All right, guys, I'm going to go over what you're doing today. So let's go ahead and jump in. This is on the computers, the desktops we have now. Some of these videos I'll update, so just kind of bear with me as we go. Okay, so today's pretty straightforward, pretty easy as long as you stick with me, follow along, stop the video as needed. So the first thing we're going to start with is downloading this. All you're going to do to download the worksheet you need is you're going to double click on the blue highlight there, and it's going to pull you up here. And all you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and click the download icon. All right. Now, once it's done downloaded, it will pop up right here. If you don't get to it fast enough, so like maybe it goes away, so I'm going to click back. Say it went away, you can just click the download icon again. You can see where I've downloaded this before, but just to make it easier on yourself, without having to go in and open InDesign first, you can just double click and it will automatically open this up because it is saved as an InDesign file. As you can see there, it ends with .indd. You can see down here in the bottom, InDesign is opening up. So as that does that, we'll kind of go ahead and get started. Okay, so to get going, when you open it up, you're just going to click on InDesign at the bottom, like I just did, and you're going to see. I got something extra open that you're probably going to get this notice that the fonts are missing. All right, you're just going to click skip. All that is that some of the fonts that are used in this worksheet are not already downloaded, so that doesn't matter. You can just click skip. That's not going to affect anything. All right, now, first thing that you're going to do here at the top, you are going to click Window. All right, when you come down to Window, to make sure we are working with the same thing, you're going to go to Workspace, and right here, it should be checked as Essentials like mine is, but if not, we can just go ahead and click Reset Essentials. All right, now that that is set, what you're going to do, you're going to go back to Window, and now we're going to open up two extra little things. So we're going to choose Window, Color. All right, and it's going to open this. I'm going to go ahead and pull this over to the side. This other that opened up doesn't matter. You just want to make sure you have this one to the side. You also want to do Window, Color, and you want to open up Swatches. I'm going to bring both of these over here just to kind of make it a little bit easier to work with. All right, now that we have those, let's go ahead and kind of look here. What you'll notice, you can notice that we've got all the different kind of colors that you're going to need in general. You can notice we haven't got into colors yet. That's kind of our next unit, but just to get you guys prepared, we're going to have our cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So for CMYK printing, that's what kind of printing you use when you are printing actual products. That's what we'll use for sublimation. That's what we'll use for posters, anything like that. But then you also have your RGB printing, red, green, blue. That's the kind of stuff that your computer runs off of, your iPhone runs off, everything like that. All right, so that's just so you guys notice here. If you notice, though, is registering most of all of these off CMYK right here on the side. Now, what we're going to start with is getting you guys a color swatch. Now, managing color is very important because if we were to look up, Clemson orange is a very specific orange. All right, and if you want to make sure you have that, you're going to look up Clemson orange, and if we wanted that hex code, let's see, to make sure is this right here. So if we go in and I'm going to go ahead and do this. You guys don't have to do this, but just to make sure, if for some reason Clemson got desperate and needed me to create a poster for them and we're like, hey, can you make us a poster? And they want to make sure everything is uniform across the board. So to make sure I do that, I would use this hex code, and as you can see, it pulled up that exact orange. Now, that's not what we're going to be using today. We're actually going to use a hex code that you guys need, which is 77011D. It's going to kind of pull up, sadly, more of a Carolina burgundy there, and you're going to click OK. All right, now as you can see, we have this color swatch here, but we're not done. All right, now I've previously done this. You guys will already have this client file here. What you're going to want to do is click that and click delete, okay, to make sure you guys understand how to do this. So to create a file, you're going to click File, right? You just click that file icon, then you double click to rename it, and you just rename it client, okay? Capital C, all right, Lint, click OK. It creates that folder there with that name. Now that we've already typed in on our hex code, just a reminder to get there, we went over here to where our colors are. We double clicked. It pulls up our color picker, and then we typed in that code there at the bottom. We clicked OK. All right, now that we have that, to add a color swatch, which is that exact color, we are going to click that plus sign. All right, click and drag it down into your client folder. Congratulations, you have done the first step. So we're going to hit print screen, and all you need to do is kind of highlight this. All right, now just as a reminder, you're going to double click this. You're going to go here. You are going to save this. Okay, what I would do is I would name this 1-4 swatch. All right, you can see I've done this already. Make sure you save it. This is going to save it to the desktop if I save right now. So I went ahead and I clicked save. And now what you have to do on this left hand side, right here where my cursor is hovering, you are going to see rectangular frame tool. You're going to use that rectangular frame tool. Now if you see right now, my pencil and like a sign saying like it's not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and click. And it's going to say, hey, there's something locked. I'm going to just click OK. It's going to unlock it for me. I'm going to click cancel because it's going to ask me what size. And right now this is set up in picas. It's going to be a pain. So you just click cancel. And now you're going to click and drag around the size of that rectangle you have there. All right. And as you notice, this created a frame. This is going to allow you to insert something into it. We're going to insert our screenshot. So now all you're going to do is you're going to click File, Place. All right, and now we're going to go to our desktop because that is where it just saved it. There is our 1-4 swatch. All right, we're going to click open, and there we go. Now, as you can notice, it didn't do it exactly, so we're going to go back to our selection tool. I'm going to double click this. You can see that kind of brown lines popped up that border, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that border into kind of like where my frame is. All right, and so that it can kind of take up that area, and then I'm good to go. All right, and then I can just click off of it. Now, for the next part, let's talk about tint. You're done with the swatch, now we're moving on to tint. Now that we have this selected, all we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top here, and this is your tint. This right here where the T is, or you could adjust it here as well. All right, you can see as I adjust it here, it moves it there, vice versa. It's going to do the same, okay, that number. Once you get a color or a tint you like, all you're simply going to do is click that plus sign again, and there you go. You have a tint. So once again, we're going to hit print screen. We are going to take a quick screenshot. We're going to double click this, save it. This time, this is going to be 1-4 tint. Save it onto the desktop, click save. Now we can go back in here. We've got to add a frame. The frame tool is very important. We're going to go File, Place. All right, we're going to add our tint. We're going to make sure we're on our selection tool. We are going to double click, and then we're going to drag it to the borders of our box. All right, and there we go. That is in place. And now our last one is our gradient. Now right here, you can toggle back and forth. You can see it's going to change. We're going to want our gradient to be based off of our original color here. So all we're going to do, we're going to make sure that original color is clicked. Then you're going to go up to these 3 lines that are in a horizontal row or column. We're going to click that, and now you're going to add new gradient swatch. Once you do that, this should be linear. I don't care if you rename it, that's not a big deal. But now all you're going to do is you can adjust this. And you may not see a ton, but you'll notice it once that swatch is down there a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to add that right in, let's say there. I'm going to click OK. You can see how that pink to more of a red in the middle and a little bit lighter on the outside, that is the gradient I just created. So we're going to add our last screenshot. We're going to hit print screen. We are going to screenshot that. We're going to hit save. It's going to save 1-4 gradient. I'm going to save it. It should save. Once it starts saving to one place, it's going to keep saving there. So now, I'm about to jump the gun. We've got to add our frame tool or it will not work. All right. So for example, if I don't use the frame tool and I just go to place it, I can click it till the cows come home. It's not going to work, right? Nothing. I might try. But just kidding. That worked just as easy. Sometimes it's not going to let you do it. So I lied. There you go. So easy enough. It may have done it because I had the frame tool selected. But there you go. After you are done with that, what I want you guys to do is make sure you save this as an InDesign file. So you're going to click File and then Save As because you want to know where you save it. I would go onto your desktop and start saving this because this is going to be a sheet that you continually use. All right. So save this. I know it is chapter 2-3 where actually this is being reworked as the 1-4 assignment. So save it as so. And I would call this part 1 or part A, whatever you want to do it, and save it there. And then go into the classroom and submit a screenshot of what you have completed today. All right. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask me. All right.